Okay, I think I'm streaming, but I don't know for sure. I have a new setup, so it's gonna take me a minute to get it all working the way it's supposed to. Okay, so there's that. As you can see, I have my mic here. I was hoping to see, maybe if I do this. There we go. Okay, I prefer that. All right. I need actually, because I have to use my iPad as a means to see the chat, and it's dying. So let me get the charger I have somewhere. I actually think I see it over here. This is for my phone. It's very complicated organizing my desk the way that I need to in order for it to function. Because, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out here, or at least get, well, no, if I had a brick that plugged this in, then I can, I think, do what I want. No, I'm using all three. Why am I using all three? What's that that's plugged in? I have no idea what that is. Anyway, I need to plug this in. I don't know if it'll let me charge from my laptop though. Oh, wait, I have a plug in my hub thing. Okay, let's move my iPad over here. Let's move it over here. Kind of not ideal, but it's gonna have to do for now. Let's move my laptop back a bit. My headphones back a bit. It's a tight squeeze for this desk, which I love and hate at the same time because it's going to take some getting used to, but we're gonna make it work. We are going to make it work. So this should power my iPad. Let's see. There we go. Hopefully that will power it. I hope. I hope. Okay. All right, iPad, don't die on me. So I'm gonna have to get used to this mic being here. I don't know if I like it where it is. I don't know. What do we think? I'm trying to decide how in my way is it. Is it really in my way? Is it only partially in my way? It's kind of in my way, but I guess not really. But anyway, let's move on with our plans for the day. Which always begins and ends with Photoshop. I also set up scene transitions because I'm using one screen now. I'm no longer using my laptop. I actually have one of my birthday presents was or is a stand for my laptop in clamshell. So my laptop is in clamshell, it's chilling next to my monitor. And again, I did this because my desk is much narrower than it was before. And so having my laptop open on a stand and using it as a second monitor, I knew was not going to be an option for me anymore. So, but I need to use my laptop for now because it's my main computer. Eventually, I'm going to get a Mac Mini and that will be my main computer in the sometime future of my life. But for now, it's my laptop. So, but I know that I'm not gonna have it open and using it the way that I normally would. So I have this thing here on the side. So in trying to get used to just having one screen, that means that I can't have the OBS window open like I typically would on my laptop and then just have you guys seeing my main monitor and everything that happens on it. I have to actually shrink it out of the way, which I've never done before, I don't think. I'm trying to remember how I would. I think in the past, I would never actually show my full display. I would just do a series of viewing the specific window that I'm using at the time. But I like doing it this way because it makes it easier for me to just transition from using Photoshop to Scrivener to going on the internet, etc., rather than me like setting up a bunch of different window capture display things. Oh, how do I turn off the fact that notifications are gonna pop up now? I need to figure that out. I just realized that those things are gonna pop up. I also think I want to make it so that I don't have the bottom bar here. I have to figure that out too. It's a learning situation. Okay, so we've got journal spreads 2, journal spreads 3. So this first one is done. So let's open up journal spreads 2 and work on that. I'm also going to open up my notes. Oh, I need to charge my phone too. God, everything's dying. And I need to take my pills. Oh, so much. Okay, so where are my notes? Where's my notes? I could open my notes on my iPad. I could, but I'm not gonna. Here we go. Yeah, I just did like a whole new list here, which I don't know if it's zooming in or not, because unfortunately I can't see OBS, so I can't see what's happening when it's happening. But I did a whole new list of spreads that I want to do. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brand new spreads. And one of them, the 7th one, is actually not even on here. Is it on here? Social media, marketing, project planner, developmental plan, post planner. Hold on, I need to put a S here. No, it's not on here. Where is that one? Where's the one I was working on? Seriously, I don't even have it here? Okay, hold on. I didn't even write it down, which is dumb. But we're going to be working on that one today as well. Should be in my downloads, I think. Right, we're going to do a creative brief, which is something I was reading up about this weekend. I think on Saturday was when I was looking into what a creative brief is and how I want to create a creative brief spread for all the things. I think I might have actually added it in the table of contents for myself in Keynote. But yeah, so we're going to do a creative brief spread, and that one's going to be pretty cool. Are these the right dimensions? Let's see. Yes, by 4620. Let's make sure everything is unlocked. I'm gonna just go up to 4620. Come on, boom, right there, and check it off. Please be charging, please, please, please. Well, it's not dying, but it's not charging either. Also, I've been watching Masterclass, the R.L. Stine Masterclass, which I'm really loving. I think I'm like almost halfway or past the halfway mark of all of the lessons. I think there's like 28 or so lessons, and I think I'm on lesson like 16, maybe 15 or 16. And it's great. I mean, his masterclass is on writing MG middle grade and YA young adult fiction. But what I love is that his writing style is very, very, very similar to mine. And I just got a kick out of the fact that a lot of how he develops characters or does the plot or even, just writes in general is just so similar to how I do it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so there's a few master classes that I'm going to watch or that I intend on watching. And since I have access, I'm like, might as well. Might as well. I want to make sure it's exactly the dimensions that it should be as I work through. Did that go all the way to the edge? No, it didn't. There we go. That's all the way to the edge. I'm on the edge. Oh. Let's see how big this box is. I'm gonna make it the same. I'm on the edge. Why are you not highlighting this for me? Is it? Oh, it must be locked. That's why. Yep. All right. You're locked. What do you want from me? Come on, I want to know what the size is. Oh my god. Okay, wait. It's not going to tell me unless I lock this. Here we go. 64.99.01, 42.74.99. You know what? Can I just round this up to 6,500 by 42.75? There we go. Alright, that ought to do it. Take this and we will. Yeah, I definitely don't like having the mic here because it definitely is in my way. And this is not screwed all the way. Okay, hold on. I have to disconnect the mic. definitely more out of my way now. Hopefully my voice is still being picked up. Okay, I just muted myself to check. My sound level sounds perfect, so leaving it like that. But I am going to have to mute myself though while I quickly step over to one side and take my pills. I will be right back. Okay. Now let's go back to what we were doing. Oh, there are many things here. At this point, I'm just kind of eyeballing what I need to do or how big I need to do these things. And then I will tinker as needed. Oh, I thought these were a part of the actual thingy. Oops. Interesting that it is not. unlock some things while I... I just realized these also are not... There we go. We can lock these now. And as for these, we will... take all the months. There we go. And then we will fix this like so. There we go. Looking good, looking good. So now I need to take this along with this. No. Yeah, no, not this. Sorry. Hold on. This we gotta lock. We're gonna take this, this, and this. And then we're going to... this is just Photoshop. It's not any fancy program. It's just Photoshop. And we're gonna center it. What I'm doing is I'm creating a spread for my digital journal that I'm creating. And so that's what you're seeing me working on right now on this window. So when I'm done creating the spread, what I will do is I will turn off the background so that I export it as a transparent background. And I'm gonna then bring it into Keynote, and I'm gonna use Keynote to create the PDF for the digital planner that I'm creating. Okay, so now that I've done that, now let's work on the left and the right here. And let's do the left side first. We're gonna freeze everything in the header now so I don't accidentally touch it. I am changing this from content ideas. I think I'm changing it to creative ideas. I think that was my change up. I'll have to look in Keynote, but I don't want to open that right now. But let's just say that I'm changing it to creative ideas right now. And then we'll fix it if that's not what I'm actually calling it. All right, now back to the left side. I'm gonna turn the right side off so I don't see it and it doesn't throw me off. Where is this located? Is that located in the header? Oh, it is. It shouldn't be though. Okay, let's move this into right side, and then let's move this into left side where it should be. Okay. And now we're just going to take all of these things and I'm going to just move them down slightly like that. And I think I can maybe add 2 more rows. Let's zoom in a bit more. And just copy those. And we're going to just duplicate them. Like that. And I'm going to just click and drag down. Oh, it looks like I might be able to do one more, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it like that. And we're going to take these 2. And I'm going to move them down into the left lines. Oh no, wait. I'm going to move these down. So that way when I like to organize where everything is. It makes it easier. So if I do this, then everything on the right disappears. And then if I do this, then everything on the left disappears. That way we're even Stevens. So now I want to take everything on the right side, my right lines, which my left lines should be on the left like that. And now I'm going to take all of these lovely lines and I want to widen them to maybe 1250. No, I think I could go wider. Let's try 1500. Let's go crazy. Let's try 1500. Yeah, I think that might be good. So now we're going to do the same to these lines, and we're going to take them all and do 1500 like that, but we're going to have to move them over because, yeah, we're overlapping, as you can see. So let's take all of these lines again, click and drag to give a little space in between, like that. And then we're gonna take this lovely little blank thing here and we're gonna try to kind of center it a little bit like that. Okay, so now what I could do is do the exact same thing on the other side with what I have, but instead I'm just going to duplicate this whole situation, click and drag it over. So everything here, I'm just going to take it and delete it rather than do all those steps that I just did. I already created it perfectly the way that I want. So I'm just going to take everything that's in the left side like this, and then I'm going to duplicate all of that, click and drag. Oh, sorry, hold on. Let's try that again. I forgot I have to so click and drag. So now, hold on one second. So we're going to now take this, turn it off. And we're gonna make this right side. And we're gonna take it all, click and drag it over till we get to this edge, like that. And now let's cross our fingers. Oh, we've got some overlapping, so I made the lines too wide. Because even if I came closer together, I'd still have. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. $1,500 was too much. Too much. Let's try $1,350. And we'll bring these closer together again. And we'll put this back over here, kind of in the middle. Gotta eyeball it because it's just the way it is. Unfortunately, that's definitely not centered. I mean, I can see that that's not centered. It's really I'll fix that. Alright, now let's turn the right side on. $1,550 and $1,550. And wait, we're gonna just take everything. Just take it all and move it over like that. Turn the left side back on because we should be good now. And we're gonna move this over to about right there. And we're gonna make this and move it over till it kind of looks like it's centered, but not really. Okay, so this one is done now. Everything here is done. So when I finish a spread, I lock it so that way I can tell myself, okay, it's done. I don't need to do anything more with it. I'm still working on the vault. This one is going to be an easy one, so let's just do it real quick. It's just a matter of making the box big. And I'm going to make it the same dimensions as this one. Okay, so let's unlock some things here so I can get 6,500 by 4,275. Okay, so that's the dimensions. Oh, I hate. Yeah, hold on a second. I gotta put this back. Let's try that again. Move it up. Done. What I am gonna do as well, though, is have all three written out. Rain dump. This one is now complete. I don't actually need them to be in a thing anymore. So this can go. And now let's do the fourth spread. Right there. Alright, sweet. Actually, we're going to call this Project Milestone. And the first thing we always do when we have a new thing is we add the rectangle. And then we lock it. Next thing we're going to do is bring in the box. Bring in the noise, bring in the funk. All of the boxes are basically the same size and dimensions. I'll just bring over the one from here. And yeah. We're just gonna unlock this and we're just gonna take all of these, which is really just two things. Well, I should bring in probably the words too, so let's do it like this. And we're gonna just we're gonna click and drag these into here like that. Okay. Simple enough. No fuss, no muss. And we will group these and call this the usual header. Like that. And we're going to call this Project Milestone. So the idea that I have in my head behind this spread is there are certain steps that I like to do, or I feel like most every author does who's writing to publish. And so this will be kind of like a checklist to say, you know, I did the, you know, I started on this date, and I did the research and world building, and I finished that in, you know, on this date, and I finished my first draft, and I did the, you know, whatever all those steps are. And it's just going to be sort of like a, a way to chronicleize that for a specific project, so that you can look back on it and see how long you took, um, you know, highlight the fact that you completed these steps that you needed to complete, etc. Okay. So I'm trying to imagine what I want that to look like visually. I really like this mat. It's just a regular desk mat, but it covers my whole desk pretty much. Let me think. I think I wanted to, yeah, okay, yeah. Because that way you can put like a note if you wanted to, as well as ticking off a box. So yeah, I've got an idea in my head. I do. So let's start with duplicating all of this. So follow my lead here on what I'm gonna do. Oh wait, no. No, I'm doing it backwards. No, what am I doing? I mean, I know what I'm doing, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's gonna be about like 15 steps, I would think. So I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to do all 15 steps on, I want to have it all on one spread. I don't want to have so many spreads where you need 2 pages in order to see it all. I want to be able to visually see this all on one page. So if I did 3 rows of 5, I don't think that would be too tight of a squeeze. I don't think so. Let's just finagle around with this box a bit. The project name is going to go right here in the center, right under milestone, project milestones. What I'm really most interested in doing is making sure these boxes are a good dimension. Okay, so that's centered. And then we got this one like so. That looks all right. I could probably go a bit wider in each one. Let's see, what size are we? No. Oops, sorry. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, let's do each one at a time. It wasn't letting me do them all. I could even go wider. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm gonna keep that there. We're gonna move this one over till it's centered again, and we're gonna move this one over till it's like that again. Okay. I think we're looking good here. So now let's take this, move it. Oh, you know what? Where'd the word go? Shoot. That real quick. Now we're gonna shrink this. Don't worry, I didn't lose the word again. Just gonna move it over here real quickly. Like that. Everybody sing it's such a day. Now I gotta divide this into 5. Which I'm thinking I'm gonna do this way. I'm happy today. First, we're gonna move this out of the header. Because we need to. And then we're going to move this up here. And we're going to take all of this lovely stuff and put it in the first column. We're going to have a first column, a second column, and a third column. Because, you know, I'm nothing if not organized with my layers. Very important to be organized with your layers, especially when you're dealing with an artboard that has like 10 or more layers. You will thank yourself later for being so thorough and making sure that you have all the right layers. So this is going to be the middle. Oh no, this is the, let's take this out. And I think that one will stay, and then this one will come out. So now when we do this, that's the first column. We'll worry about the second and third later. Let's just focus on this column here. Where we are going to create a multitude of things. So this is, yep. Let's duplicate this. Click and drag it down. We need 5 of these. So duplicate that. Click and drag it down. Duplicate that. Click and drag it down. One more. And click and drag. So let's say we don't need the box to be too big, but we don't want it to be too small. I think I can do it this way. We're gonna give it a whirl. Now watch what I'm about to do. Yeah, it didn't. Hold on. For some reason, it doesn't like. Let's try that again. Let me try doing it with just the rectangles. It's not doing what I actually anticipated. Now, do I want to do it stacked like this, or do I want to have individual boxes? Well, let's continue with what I want each box to look like, because I want to be able to take this and first of all align to the right, because I'm going to put something on the left. So let's work on that. Oh, why does it have? So it's like a checkbox. Whoa. I didn't realize. Okay, we're gonna have to fix some things here. I'm gonna have to line that up again later. I'm wondering, why am I lining up to the right though? Is that gonna look silly? That's probably gonna look silly. I'm just gonna line up to the right for now and Okay, now let's take everything that's in here except that, I think. I'm gonna duplicate it like a crazy person. I'm gonna move it all out. I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna turn on the middle one. Okay. Now, fingers crossed that this works. Click and drag. Stop. Group this together and say this is the second column. So now we've got second column and now we've got the first column. Okay. And oh wait. I'm starting to do things out of order again. I'm definitely missing steps. I'll have to go back, but I just want to get some things down before I keep going. Oh, you know what I missed? Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing we did with the first column, but this time with the second column. Taking everything except that, click and drag to copy it. And we're going to take everything and pop it out of this grouping. And then we're going to turn the third column on. And then click and oh, Why did that happen? Oh, because I was supposed to turn the second column off. That's why. Sorry. So now we gotta take it. And then we gotta click and drag it over. Like that. And then we're going to take this, group it, and this is now the third column. And we can turn the second one back on. Okay, so now that we have done all the columns, where's my header? Oh, I turned them off, sorry. Gonna turn them back on. Okay, so now what I want to do is lock the header because I want to take all of this and I want to move it. Oh, I just noticed something. That these are not the same. Alright, I have to move all the way over. Okay, so now let's try that again. Take all these and I want to move them down. Like that. Yeah, I don't like that I did write a line. That was stupid. That was very stupid. Let's do left align. Like that, much better. Oh, I have to go to the post office at some point today. Apparently our P.O. box is overstuffed. Seeing the mailman go by reminded me. Okay, first column, second column, third column. All the columns are good. So now I just got to put project name here in that faded or the 75% opacity thing that I've done in other files, and then this will be good to go. Let's just do a quick save here, and yeah, I might redo the order of these things. we'll see. And I want to put, there's going to be like lines within each of these boxes. So the boxes won't be just blank like this. They'll actually have, there'll be lines so you can write within the lines and not feel like you don't have lines to write within. I like having lines. Unfortunately, the thing that I want to put there is not in this file at all, which means I have to open. I don't know if it's in any of my journal spreads, what I'm looking for. Let's just check, but I doubt it. I think I have to open my calendar, or yeah, my planner spread. I think that one has it. Oh, this is the one I actually have open. I'm so stupid. Let's open the original, the OG. Yeah, see, it's not here. Okay. Let's try opening this one. Ah, okay, so I could take it from here. So I want basically just this thing that says project name. Although it should not be in italics. I'll tell you that much right now. Shoot. Should be like that. I think. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, it should be bold. For some reason, whenever I move these sheets, like it goes from being what I put to italic, which I don't understand. Alright, so I just want to take this. Let me make sure I'm where I want to be when I place it down, because if I'm not, this thing will freak out. And it won't put it where I want it to go before I click and drag it. Right in here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. Let it save that. My iPhone is dying. I really need to plug it in. Okay, so for some reason it's really small. I'm gonna actually put this in the header. Oh, in the header. Thank you. Like that. Unlock the header now. And we'll just lock these three things. Alright, let's lock all the columns so I don't accidentally click those. Being in Photoshop is a game of lock and unlock, lock and unlock. Let's start by trying to center some things. Pack up all the junk and fly so far away. Devote ourselves to projects that open up restaurant in Santa Fe. I wanted to go a little beyond. And I want to make it a little thicker because, yeah. That's too big. the way to Santa Fe. I don't like that I have project here twice, so we are going to change this to just be milestones, because I don't like that it says project twice. And it's my spread, so I can do whatever I want. But I think we've got something here. Like I said, I'm gonna add lines to each box, and then I will also probably change up the order or add something if I'm missing something, because I feel like instead of having other notes as the 15th thing, that's, I could put something else there if I rejigger the steps. So I have to go back, because I did write a long blog post about my process of releasing a novel in under a year. So I'm just going to go back to that blog post that I did a few weeks ago and see, compare those steps to these steps and see if I'm missing something, and then update this accordingly. But for now, I'm going to consider this one done, and I'm going to lock it because it's done. So I've got 3 spreads here in this file. 3 out of the 4 are done. Which really it's more than 4 spreads, because this one is 3 in 1. So it's 3, 4, 5. So it's really 6 spreads, not 4, but yeah. Okay, so let's save this file, and let's create a new one with with another set of 4 spreads. Or actually, you know what? Let's just work on the next one, which is journal spreads 3. So journal spreads and journal spreads 2 are done. So that means I've got 4 here that are done, and 3, or really 5 here that are done. So that's like 9 or so spreads that are done, and yeah, we're just chugging along. I'm really trying to complete all of the spread ideas that I have for the first section of the planner that I'm making, because the calendar part is done. I did that. I did the monthly, the weekly, and the daily spreads. So those are essentially done. There are a few tweaks that I am going to be adding to the monthly, weekly, and daily spreads in terms of tracking things like social media and stuff like that. I have an idea on something to add that has to do with icons and stuff, so it really doesn't require a lot of changing to those. So the calendar half, or the calendar chunk of the planner is done. The part that has that needs the most working on is the first chunk of the planner, which is all of the writing spreads. I'm gonna ignore that Alabama call. So I'm just gonna be working on that. Okay, so these are not the right dimensions at all. Like, I don't even know what I was doing here. I think the mailman just drove up, actually. Yep, I hear him putting something in our mailbox. So I need to reopen the one that I was just working on so I could get the right dimensions, because these are not right. It should be 6789 by 4620. Like that. And yep. So how do I want to do this? Let's move this one down. And let's move this one over. working on the right canvas size. So let's resize these. Actually, let's start by locking. Oh no, wait, I haven't resized it, so I can't lock it. Sorry, I went too fast. So let's resize first, and then we will lock. Let's go all the way to 4620. Like that, and then check it off. It has a lot that it needs to transform, so that's why it's taking a minute, which is understandable. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So now I'm going to just redo this. Make sure it's exactly 4620, and now I can take this and lock it. Now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Oh, what did I? Oh. Sweet. I didn't even realize I could do that. Huh. Well, wait, can I do that with the other one? It's like freaking awesome. Wait a minute. I could, but I'd have to step back a bit. Where's my history? test it and see if this works. I have a feeling it might not work because I've got 2 columns where I didn't have 2 columns in the other one. But fingers crossed that it does what I assume it's going to do. I mean, otherwise I can just do it manually and copy the width because the width looks like it's perfect, so that's fine, but I'm hoping I don't have to do all that and it'll just do it for me. And it did. Oh, sweet. I just have to fix the centering situation, but I am okay with that. And it looks like I might be able to add 1 line to each row, which I'm okay with that too. But yeah, that's beautiful. That is a thing of beauty. So let's do the same. Ooh. How did I end up scrolling all the way over like that? Stay. Alright, let's do this one now. The less rejiggering I have to do with each spread, the happier I'll be. Oh, that's wrong. There we go. Alright, let's come back to this one and fix things, and we'll go to the other one and fix things. I'm hoping this is going to be one of the most favorited spreads that I have here for people, that they'll be able to do their beat sheet right in their digital planner. And yeah, instead of doing it the way we would typically do it on the computer, you actually will write out your beat sheet with, you know, pen. Old school. Why isn't it lining up here? Oh, it is. Never mind. This, on the other hand, it's because it's not stretching all the way. Make sure it's centered properly. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one too. What were the dimensions of the... Well, no, I can't do the same dimensions because this is not going all the way up to the top, so... Scratch that. Let's see how far down we can go. How's there look? I'm not sure if I can add a line to each row if I only go that far down. I may need to shift everything up and then come back down. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's shift. Oh, did I not? I hate when I forget to freeze this down. If you don't freeze this, when you click and drag, it can be a real drag. Okay, freeze that. Wait, unfreeze it because I think I'm not centered. Okay, now I think I'm centered. Okay, now I'll freeze it. Now just give me this section here and let me move this up because I need access. Okay, so now give me all of this. Por favor. Click and drag it up considerably here. A little more like that. Might seem like a tight squeeze, but it isn't. And then we'll come down again. I think that will give me the lines I want. We'll have to check, but I think it'll give me the 5 lines, maybe. I'm gonna have to do it now. Okay, let's freeze this. Let's just take these, click and drag them down. Now let's focus on just one of these. This one. Okay, give me this line now. And we're gonna duplicate it. Come on. No, leave that one. Leave that one. Turn this one off. And we'll take. What is happening? Turn this back on. Like that, and then we're going to take this one back, unlock it, and come back up. Like that. There. instinct here is to delete everything and just duplicate this one multiple times. But I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, which sucks a bit because I need to remember what each thing is. Oh, I have it this way. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. That is a thing of beauty. So now, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So now let's fix the labels. Hello, Thorn. Welcome. Yeah, I typically I do stream writing. It's just that in the last couple of weeks I have not been streaming my writing, but I am intending on returning to the realm of streaming my writing very soon. I'm just not in the right frame or state of mind at the moment to do that, so instead of feeling like a total waste man, I've decided to basically create a writer's digital planner, so a digital planner for writers. And really it's for me, but I hope that it will also be beneficial to other writers. So my intention is to, you know, create this thing and then make it available to writers when it's done. And I'm hoping that it will be done in time for 2022. So it's because it's going to be a digital planner, so it's going to have a bunch of spreads in the beginning that will help writers specifically to cultivate their ideas, their, you know, outline book, and a bunch of things that have to do with building your author brand, social media, things like that. And then the second huge chunk of the planner will be the calendar part, which, you know, is just basically your monthly spreads, your weekly spreads, and whatever. But the purpose of this is that it's paperless. You don't have to do, you know, if you've always wanted to do a bullet journal, but you feel like it's too daunting a task to, you know, create those spreads and do all those things. One, it's, you know, you're not, you're saving the environment because you're not using paper. This is all done digitally on your phone, computer, or tablet. And hopefully it'll be spreads that will help, you know, your creative mind flow with story ideas, etc. So while I wait for my brain to catch up with my thoughts, I am so that I can return to writing and working on a book that I hope to release next summer. I am doing this in the meanwhile so that I'm not like just sitting around doing nothing. Break into two. And so right now I'm reformatting the spread page itself. This is the dimensions I'm going to be working with. So the dimensions I had before were much narrower and they were just slightly off. So I had to basically redo all the spreads that I've done already. But I've also, in the process of redoing the old spreads, I've been adding a bunch of new ones as well. So I'm not just like redoing old stuff and that's it, because that would just be terrible if that's all I was doing. So I'm just redoing these spreads or the spread right now that's specifically for beat sheets, which is what a lot of writers use who outline. We use the Blake Snyder beat sheet, which is predominantly used by screenwriters, but actual authors use it as well. And I'm also going to be including a spread for just a regular 3-act structure. So if you don't want to do this, you could do the 3-act structure. And then I think I'm also going to add an area for the snowflake method. So there will be 3 types of outlines you can do. And if you're not someone who outlines at all, I also am going to have discovery writing spreads, which is basically just a spread with lines where you just kind of do free form writing if you want. So it will accommodate both pantsers and plotters. I actually have to write that down. I didn't even think to do the snowflake method, but now that I just said it out loud, I feel like that is one that a spread that should go in here. Bad guys close in. Okay, so this spread is officially done. So now I got to make this one, which is the rest of that, look the same over here, which will be fairly simple. I'm not gonna lock the beat sheet page 1 yet because I'm gonna take the entire left side and bring it into this spread here. But first, I want to fix the box itself, like so. I think I only elongated the box on this side. I don't think I actually. Oh wait, I shifted things up. That's what I did. Okay. So hold on, I actually have more than I thought that I need to do. Let's come back over here. Yeah, I need to see just to make sure what is the width of this. I shouldn't have touched it because, yeah, I don't think I did. So let's not even go there. Let's just do this to make sure I hit it right where I'm supposed to. Let's zoom in, make sure we get real up close. Get right on the money. Like that, and I'm gonna put 1 here just so that I know where everything is. Come on, boom, right there. Okay, and then we're gonna put a line here like that. So this is gonna help me to line things up as I move them on this side. I'm gonna zoom out a bit so that I make sure I'm taking everything with me. Oh God, I forgot to lock this thing. So annoying. Okay, let's lock it. And now let's click and drag for this stuff, and we're going to click and drag it up to right there. And now, oh, that was a shortcut I didn't think was going to happen there. So now if I look, everything should be good there. So we're going to now take this and we're going to click and drag this up to right there. And we're going to extend this down to right there. That's because I'm not facing, I wasn't facing the mic at the moment. But yeah, my volume should be okay. I just wasn't looking. My mic is over here and I was like my face was in another direction. I'm getting used to having my mic hanging here. Merry belated womb exodus anniversary. I have no idea what that means. I'm assuming that's a way of saying happy birthday. But yeah, so I'm just getting used to like mic placement, because for the first time I think ever in my life I have a boom arm for my mic. Usually this mic, well, for the first time ever in my life I have a professional microphone as well. Typically I wouldn't even have that, but I have a like legit desk set up, and so I'm figuring it out as I go. Okay, so now we're gonna take what's on the other thing and move it over here, and the way we're going to do that is by simply deleting everything on the left side. So this whole thing here, which hopefully everything is unlocked, I'm just gonna hit the delete, see, so everything's gone. Oh my god, crazy, what am I thinking? Why did I do that? Well, this is why I did that, because I'm going to come here, I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it down like that. Ta-da! And then I'm just going to rename everything that's in here. So now I can come back here and officially say that this is done. So I can lock this. And now all I'm going to focus on are these things, which I just need to get BG page 2 open so I can see what they were called prior. Okay. Now I'm just going to rename all these things. So we've got all is lost. A dark night of the soul. And wait, how could I have break into, oh, it's break into 3. I was about to say, like, that can't be right. Break into 3. Finale. And then the final image. And now this one is done. So both are done. We can now lock this. And now I'm going to say this one is going to be the 3-act structure, and then we're going to add another one beside it. And this one is going to be the snowflake method. Okay. We are getting things done. I don't like having a white background. I like it to be transparent, please. And thank you. There we go. All right, let's save this file. Yeah, I'm doing some in Photoshop and I'm doing some in Keynote, because Keynote is actually where all of these images are going to end up being placed once I export it as a PDF. So these are going to get exported with a transparent background as a PNG. Then I drop it into Keynote, which I actually want to start doing that. So I'm gonna close this spread. So I've got 3 here. Oh, I need to answer this. Hold on one second. Hello, Silent Willow. Sorry, I had to step away because I was expecting a phone call from my one of my many doctors, and that was them calling, so I had to answer that. Um, um, okay, let me look at what I missed here. So I had to go answer that phone call very quickly, but Thornbriar, no, I'm not using any special plugins to make this. I'm literally just creating what I visually want to see. And my thought process really is just, hold on, I'm just unchecking all of the white boxes in the back because I'm about to export all of these and I need them to export without the white. I literally just use the white box just so that I can see what I'm doing, right? Because oh my god, why is everything dropped down? Good heavens to Betsy. I'm sure there's a shortcut to say close all these folders, but I'm just gonna do it one at a time because, you know, weird like that. Hi, Silent Willow, how's it going? As you can see, my mic is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's here. And it's not on my desk anymore. It's like over to the side on my boom arm. My laptop is now in clamshell mode permanently because I have a cool looking, actually I can probably move my camera, but I can't see when I'm doing it. But yeah, so I have like this setup going on here. My iPad's over here. This is how I'm doing my, this is how I look at chat now because look at it on my computer since I'm only using one monitor now since my laptop is in clamshell mode. But yeah, so let me put this back here. Don't fall over. I'm thinking and considering getting like an actual boom arm for my camera as well, because right now my camera just kind of sits on the monitor. But I just don't want like a whole bunch of arms sticking out all over my desk. I feel like just having the boom arm for eventually I will have 2 monitors. I honestly don't feel like I need, because this monitor is pretty huge. And if I were to add another monitor, I think I would need to get the longer desk, because right now I have the version of my desk, because of the way that it's designed, I can get a custom made tabletop and just extend the frame to accommodate a longer tabletop. So right now, just so that I can have this desk and I didn't spend an exorbitant amount of money, I got the version where the tabletop is narrow, so it's only 53 inches long, which is a good, I think, 20 inches narrower than my L-shaped desk, which is now finally out of my office. By the way, I took it down this morning, so my office now has a free space on the other side of my desk to just kind of walk around. But in any event, so because of that, if I were to get another monitor, like it would have to be the same one, right? Because I'm not getting 2 different monitor models or 2 different monitor sizes. Like, that's just stupid. And so this one I think is 37 or 34 inches. So if you do the math on that, my monitors are going to be sticking out over the edge of the desk, which I also don't want. But I also don't think I mean, for that, I might as well just get one 49 inch. And I don't want to do that because they only make monitors from a certain size. Then you have to get it curved. And I refuse to enter the realm of curving things. Like, I know there are curved TVs and curved monitors. I don't like it. I don't like the look of it. I don't think I would like to have a curved monitor, so I'm only going as big as I'm able to go without the need of a curved monitor or the need of 2 monitors. And so I feel like I should not need like 2 37-inch monitors to do what I do. I feel like I should just be able to use the one and use it properly the way it's meant to be used, and then live my life. So anyway, let me go back to this, which was to shrink all the file things and then do all the thingy things. All the thingy things. Message my wife and tell her the doctor got back to me, or not the doctor, but the doctor's assistant was the one who called me just now to inform me that he is in receipt of my message. Turn this off. Okay, so everything now is transparent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to export all of it, and then I'm gonna bring it all into Keynote, and then I don't play games on my computer. I honestly, the only thing I play games on is my Nintendo Switch, because I'm not much of a gamer, so I don't really look at like my computer as like, oh, is it good enough for me to play games on? Which I appreciate, because I really could care less about playing games on my computer. Okay, so just give me a second. So I'm gonna export all of these, and I'm gonna have to put them in a new folder because I have exported these so many times. Wait, I need to make sure that they all have transparency checked off, because there was a few times where I exported with the white background, so I had to uncheck the transparency. Sometimes it remembers that. Okay, so we are safe. Let's save these in my actual Google Drive. Let's be proactive because I'm trying to, this is going to be a business pen and machine, which is basically what this is, Thornbriar, if you're wondering. When I create this and I put it up, it's going to be going up for sale. So I'm not giving away these spreads. They are going to be for purchase because I'm putting a lot of hard work and time and effort into it. And so I created an entire business centered around this and some other ideas that I have as well, but it's called Pen and Machine. And so I'm trying to make sure that everything that's specific to Pen and Machine is all centralized in one place and not mixed in with my author brand or my writing or anything else. So when I started, I had everything in my OneDrive, which is basically where my author brand and all my writing and all of my projects live. And so I'm slowly transitioning everything out of that and into the Google Drive that I have specifically set up for penandmachine@gmail.com, which is the email that I have for it. So I need to remember now that every time I do something and I save it somewhere, that I need to save it in the Google Drive and not in OneDrive, which is what I had been doing up until now. So I'm gonna create a new folder and I'm gonna call this I'm just gonna call it spreads for now. And in the spreads, I'm gonna call this is the journal spreads, and then I'm gonna have the calendar or planner spreads. That's how I differentiate that. The first section is like the journal stuff, so it's more stuff where you're answering questions, doing your goals, all those things. And then there's the second half, which is the planner spread, which is more like the actual calendar stuff of like you have your monthly calendars and then you have your weekly calendars and you get to, you know, plan out your week and your day and all that stuff. Yeah, my eyes, like I have to be very careful with what kind of monitors I use and everything else because I am literally on the computer. I would say 80% of my day is spent sitting in front of a computer or looking at my phone or my laptop. And so I am very aware of the resolution, or I have to be very aware of the resolution of each monitor that I look at, because there was a time many moons ago where I was having really bad headaches and migraines, and there was something that was not right, and I realized it was because my work computer was a really shitty resolution in comparison to my personal, and I had been bringing in my personal computer to work. And so I would use my personal computer, do stuff, and then I would shift my focus to my work computer and do stuff. And that shifting from a really shitty monitor to a really crisp and clean monitor was totally throwing off my vision. It was throwing off my everything. So ever since that happened, I am very aware, which is why, like with my work computer, just ever since, I don't use it. And luckily with this job, I don't have to. I only need to use it like maybe 20 minutes to get what I need out of it. And because everything lives in the cloud and everything else, I just do my work normally on my personal computer with the better monitor resolution on my eyes. Otherwise, it would just be really bad. So all that to say, at this present time, there will be no 2-monitor system going on here on my desk. What will be going on is eventually I am going to no longer use my laptop in clamshell mode. My laptop will become a secondary device, and my main device will be the iMac Mini, which is what I've actually always wanted since I've become a part of the Apple ecosystem. The thing that I've always wanted was an iMac Mini, or a Mac Mini, excuse me. And I've just never purchased one, which is crazy to me that you know, I've been in the Apple ecosystem now for over a decade, and I still have yet to own a Mac Mini. I've owned an iMac 27-inch. I've owned 3 different MacBooks. This is my 3rd one. I've had the MacBook 13-inch, the MacBook Pro 15-inch, and then this is the MacBook Pro 15-inch Touch Bar version. And I've owned 2 different iPads. No, 3. The iPad 2, the first generation iPad Pro, and this is the previous generation iPad Pro before they did the whole M1 chip. So, but I've never owned a Mac Mini, but this monitor, I really like it. It's great on my eyes. It doesn't do any damage to my eyesight at all. It's an LG really great monitor. So I'm going to make my laptop, like I said, this my secondary computer, and like shelve it basically, and I'm gonna have a Mac Mini. The only thing is I'm waiting because I know if I buy a Mac Mini now that in like 6 months they're going to put the M2 chip or the M1X or something in there, and so I'm just gonna wait for the M1 cycle to pass, and then whatever the generation is after the M1, whatever the upgrade is, that's the one I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna get that Mac Mini. Okay, so I exported those spreads, so now I'm going to close this file, and I'm going to export the spreads, I think, in my second file, and then I'm going to drop them into Keynote. I'm going to close Photoshop, and I'm going to drop them in. So let's see, let's come and open this one, just because I want to see how my spreads are going to look. I really need to finish the vault. I'm very disappointed that I have not finished that one yet, but I will. Yeah, I might still be on. I don't know. I can't guarantee if I'll still be on because we might go out for lunch, since I do have a day off today from work. So I can't. I don't know if I will still be here, but I might. You may find me here. I don't know why this random layer is here. Oh, darn. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I meant to delete these layers. Don't need them. Okay, so we are just going to export 3 of these. We're not going to export the one up here. What is happening here though? That's fine. I think that's fine. And the way that Photoshop works, I'm just gonna uncheck the vault, and so that way it'll only so it's only gonna do these 3 here, and I'm gonna make sure that transparency is checked, and it is. I don't know why it's taking a while to show this. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Alright, so let's export. We're going to export it all in here. I don't need this thing open anymore. close this one. I think I want to export these two spreads as well. Might as well, because they're changed now. So might as well get them out of here. Okay. Then I'm gonna close Photoshop, and we will just be working on Keynote for the remainder of the stream. And I also have a blog post that I wrote yesterday, I think, that I need to put in my website, so I need to remember that as well. And I need to create 2 featured images, one for a post that went up last week and I didn't create a featured image for, and then the one that I just wrote, I want to create one for that and make sure that I have blog posts scheduled to go out this week. Because I think I forgot to schedule one for last week Friday. I dropped the ball, but it was my birthday weekend this weekend, so I think it's okay. I think it's okay that I forgot to put up a blog post. All right, so we got transparency checked, and we're going to export these now, and we're gonna put them here. Ow. Banged my hand. Okay, so we can now shut down Photoshop. We are done with it for the day. I'm also trying to be more proactive on what I use and where I use it. So now that my laptop is up here in clamshell mode, my hope is that I leave it here and that I don't take it with me downstairs. And last night I accidentally did that, and I realized I shouldn't have, because I honestly didn't even open it or use it. So my goal is I'm gonna leave the stand or the Magic Keyboard for my iPad Pro downstairs in the living room without my iPad in it, and I'm just gonna carry my iPad with me. So when it's up here, I'm gonna use this case that I bought for it, which makes it look like a notebook, and this one will just prop it open, because I don't need a keyboard for it when it's up here in my office on my desk, because I can use the keyboard that I have. It can connect to 3 devices at once. So if I want to type on my iPad, I don't need the Magic Keyboard, but because I want to be able to use a device when I'm downstairs and not in my office, that device is going to be my iPad. So I'm going to leave the Magic Keyboard downstairs, which again, I stupidly brought it up here and I shouldn't have. So when I go downstairs, I'm going to take the Magic Keyboard and my iPad Pro downstairs. I'm going to leave my MacBook up here, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do anything that I need to do computer-wise from my iPad Pro from now on, and not need to take my laptop downstairs. It will be a permanent structure here, just to get me used to having a main computer that stays on my desk, because that's essentially what's going to happen when I get the Mac Mini. Because even when I get the Mac Mini, I don't then want to take my laptop and have that be the thing that lives downstairs. The laptop will still remain up here as a device that I use if I need it, if something happens or whatever. Okay, so now we can quit Photoshop. So that's my goal, is like, I have an iPad Pro, I really should use it more, and I feel like I don't use it as much as I should be using it, especially because, you know, I have one and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to work on using it more. So now I'm going to open my Keynote templates, which I'm actually going to take now, and I'm going to move it because, like I said, I want to start putting things in Google Drive, right? So let's just take this and put it here. And so some of these I'm actually going to officially get rid of because I'm never going to open them again. And they're just at this point taking up space. So this is officially like the template. That I've been working off of. So let's open this. Oh, there it is. I thought it was an opening for some reason. Okay, so here is the planner, but this is with the old spreads. So I'm gonna put now the new spreads in here, which will be sized much better and just look better. So this is what the digital planner is gonna look like. I don't know if you're familiar with what a digital planner is, but the idea is that if you have a laptop, a computer or a tablet or a phone, that you can open this in any application that you have on those devices, and then write in them as you would in a paper and pencil situation with a journal if you had it physically in your possession. So in this case, I would be using my iPad Pro with my Apple Pencil, and the application would be GoodNotes or Notability. I think you can also do this in OneNote, which you can use on a PC. I'm not too familiar with what PC app equivalents there are to GoodNotes and Notability. But yeah, so you would swipe and be able to, go through all these pages as if you were swiping an actual journal in your hand. And then these blue arrows, you won't see them in the actual file that gets exported as a PDF, but they are clickable hyperlinks. So when you click on a file, on a button, it takes you to that page, to that spread. So I've got, all of these things here, and these indicate to me that I have already created that spread, and I've already hyperlinked it within this file. So essentially an entire planner, or this entire planner, is going to have upwards of 10,000 hyperlinks all throughout it, because it's going to be almost 500 pages, and you're going to be able to hyperlink your way through it as needed. And so you get, your first page where you write what your word of the year is. You can also put your name here that this journal belongs to. It's just a cute little addition. Obviously, you don't really need that because it's not a physical journal. It's an actual digital one. So it's not like you're going to lose it. Someone's going to find it. But it's just a cute little thing I added there. Here's where you have your bucket list and your goals. So you put your bucket list for your personal, your author bucket list, and then your business or platform, whatever that may be. And so I think I redid all of these, so I'm going to be deleting them and then dropping them back in. So let's do that one first. So I'm going to delete, and then I'm going to drop in the new one that I created, or that I just basically resized it. I didn't do any major changes, and so it's in Google Drive under spreads, and it's this one. So we're just going to drop it in like so, and then we're just going to resize it to fit within the box. like that. And that's it. It might not look as different as the other one, but it is like the dimensions of the box and everything else, it actually is different. It may not look it, but it is. I went out too far, I think. That's not centered. Hold on. Where is my center? Why is it not hitting the center? Let's zoom in a bit. And there are little details here that you can't really see and you might never see, but like for instance, there's like this black here, which is basically the binding. So if you look here, there's this like binding at the edge of the notebook, and so it's actually in the pages that I created. I made sure like if you had the book open that you would essentially be seeing that binding there, right there. Just those little things. Okay, let's zoom out. I'm trying to figure out. I feel like I have too much space in between that I'm not sure I'm fully appreciating. I mean, in a way, it might be fine because I was thinking of adding, like some people will add a line here and then do a shadow and stuff, so it makes it look like the page has that curve, like when you open a book. And so that leaves me the option to do that by having these, you know, obvious gaps in between, but not all the pages that I created are like that. So I feel like in the instance of this one and this one, would it hurt for me to bring the boxes closer? We'll see. We will see. I don't know why I feel like my wife just made bacon. Like I'm smelling bacon. Alright, there's our ideal week of. Now this one is completely different. Yeah, I feel like it's wasted. It's wasted space there that I need to really just give the owner of the journal the option to have more space to write. Basically, I mean, you can't go wrong with more space to write. That's what I always say. This is by far my favoriteest spread ever. Just looking at it makes me want to add books to it and read books and, you know, review those books. Like, just, it's such a simple spread, but when you actually put the image of the book in the spread, it really just like is a whole, it's a whole game changer, which is crazy to me to think that, you know, something so simple could evoke such a desire to be like, oh my god, I want to fill this with book images and like move the book image from one side to the other and review it. But that was the intention for this spread, so I'm hoping, again, like similar to the beat sheet spread, that this one is going to be a favorite amongst people who use it, that it gets you reading by having a spread like this that has you, like, you know, dropping images in and reading the books. And so you're not just keeping a TBR of like just the name of the book and the author, like you're actually, your TBR is going to be a visualization of the book cover, which I think is, you know, pretty cool. So with the beat sheets, what I added was a cheat sheet for the beat sheet, which is what this little icon is up here. So that when you're in here, if you may not be familiar with what a beat sheet is, let alone what it means when it says the promise of the premise, let's say, you can now come in here and click this button, and it will take you, I'll actually click go to slide, it'll take you here to my Blake Snyder beat sheet, which gives you a little bit of an overview of what that section is, so that you can basically, in case you forget, because I know sometimes I forget, I'm like, oh yeah, what's the promise of the premise again? And so any cheat sheets that I put of like maybe how-to guides or anything like that on how to use a spread that you may not be familiar with, I'm going to create that little icon so that when you click on it, it will take you to this whole section in the back of the planner, which will just be a bunch of all of the cheat sheets for different spreads throughout, and you can just have it all right there at your fingertips. So let's come in here, and oh, it's locked. Unlock. I don't know why that was locked, but we will unlock it. As you can see, I did the numbers in Keynote. I didn't do it in Photoshop, so I may need to move them when I do this because I resized the boxes and everything. But when I did this, I realized I needed to put the order in case people are so used to doing from left to right. I want to make sure that you're aware of the order of the beat sheets, and that I'm stacking them, and that I didn't do it in order from left to right. Okay, so being aware of project at the top. And we are centered right here. Yes, I don't have to move too far. Let's lock this so that I can now move these things as needed. Okay, so 5 and 10 look fine. Let's not move those anymore. Let's move 4 and 9. Okay, these don't have to be moved anymore. Let's move 3 and 8. Oops. 3 and 8 don't have to be moved anymore. Why does 2 and 7 not look like they're lined up right? Hold on 1 second. There we go, now they're lined up right. Okay. Uncheck these, and now let's move 1 and 6. All right, that's better. Okay, that looks good. Now, one thing I do want to take note of is the size, because I need to make sure the size of this is the same as oh, I didn't mean to do that. Uh, 22.63 by 15.4. Well, all I need to remember is the 22.63. 22.63. Oh, it's locked. God damn it. 22.63. Now I want to make sure it's exactly in the same XY. So let's come back here. We are in 1.69.84. Boom. Okay, so it is in the exact same spot. And so now I can lock this and just shift these up. I'm just kind of eyeballing them. I'm not really looking for anything to be perfect. Oh. Although they do not look centered. I don't know why I feel like they're not centered. The holy. Here we go. Alright, I think that's better. Let me look at the other page and see just how off they might be. No, they're not that far off. I think they are centered. Okay, so those are done. Now for this, these lines I created in here. So these lines were not done in Photoshop. They were done, actually it looks like I did the whole thing in here. Like I didn't even do, interesting. Let me see what happens when I bring over the actual discovery writing. I just want to see if it's really, because I kind of want it. Oh, it says vision board. Damn it. Yeah, I think I actually prefer this than what I had, so that's fine. But this is gonna obviously need to say Discovery, because Vision goes down here, and I don't like this. This is too fat, and it's not the same as everything else. So let's put that one in here. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm actually gonna get ready to go and have some lunch, even though it's probably a little early for lunch, but I'm starting to feel a little hungry. The hunger pangs are hitting, so I think I'm gonna go have lunch at 11:30. Okay. Here's the brain dump, which is gonna have to be redone too. I'm just gonna put vision board in here 3 times, but I don't know to fix it. I don't know. So we're looking good. I think I might have a few spreads that are new that I can add. So let's do that. Let's add a few new spreads, because I feel like I created much more than I actually dropped in here. Like milestones. I think milestones might be the only one. I think I did all these others. So let's just insert this one. See what it looks like. See what it looks like. Boom. And I want to add that one. What do I want to add? Knowing the order of how to place these spreads is the part that I feel I don't want to overwhelm people with having so many things to fill in. I feel like I'm going to put it here for now. And I think I want to move the TBR spread up to like here. Oops, but not under. Take it out from being under. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, trying to figure out the order of the spreads. I mean, the calendar part is easy, right? But the part of like everything else is like, I don't know what order I'm supposed to put this in. And especially since you can reorder them yourself, so. Okay, so that's gonna be it for me. I'm thinking if I want to export this as a PDF and test it. I don't think I've done a test in a while, so let's do it. Let's do it. Back up. Okay, just gonna create that PDF. Like I said, it's a lot of pages, so this takes a few minutes because it's doing like 400 and I forget how many pages, but it's over 400 pages. Now coming in here, let's do this, and I need to open, I actually need to open Google Drive on here so that I can go to the blog post I wrote. And I actually wrote this blog post downstairs on my iPad Pro. And I think I wrote it like without the magic keyboard. I like literally used like my fingers to type it because I had the magic keyboard up here like a crazy person. This one. It's gonna involve me having a bunch of images too that I need to take pictures of, which I don't have. So I need to make sure I do that before Wednesday because that's when I'm going to have this, I think, go up if I don't already have something. Yeah, this one is going up on the 30th. When is the 30th? Oh, that's Wednesday. Okay, so I do have something for Wednesday. So I will have this one go up on Friday then. Okay. Copy. This is by no means done because I have to insert images and all of these things, but I want to at least get it in here and get it in my cycle to remind myself I have something that's going to need to be posted this week and do all those things. So I'm just going to save it as a draft for now. I was gonna do some images, but I'm not feeling it right now, so I'm just gonna wait for this PDF to export, which is not done yet, and then I'm going to sign off. I don't know why it's active. Okay, it shouldn't be. I love the new, I have a new front page look for my website, so I added these two images and I created a bunch of them actually where they're just, you know, images to the series is about. And so the first two series that I'm working on that will be releasing either concurrently or whatever is Born from Blood and The Fifth Compass. And so I've got like the Fifth Compass Progress that I just added here along with this, although where's my image? Oh, there it is. So here's the first book in the Born from Blood trilogy, possibly 4 books. The first book is called Its Claws Are Sharp as Nails, where a cover will be coming soon. And then I've got all the Fifth Compass stuff here, book 1, book 2, book 3, and then the novellas are down there. But then for the other planned works, as you can see, I have images for those as well. So here's the Silver Blade image, The Last Dragon, the Skylands, which I finally found a name for this saga, which is going to be an epic 15-book series. Love the name, amazing. I'm keeping it. And then also Woodville Academy. So I'm gonna create similar images for Amos and Rutley as well as Adventures of Twiggins. Just haven't done them yet, but I do have like these basically just teaser images. They're not really meant for anything other than, like I said, to just kind of give you an idea or invoke a thought in your mind on what that series is about and get you hopefully wanting to know more about it. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to change the Fifth Compass and put 5th beside the, I don't like that it's stacked that way. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks weird. Anyway, I think my PDF finished, and it did. So I'm going to now quit Keynote. And with that, I'm going to end the stream. And thank everyone who stopped by. I'm going to go have some lunch now and enjoy the rest of my day. I likely won't be back on today, but I will be back tomorrow morning during my normal streaming time. I return back to work tomorrow, joy of joys. So I will catch you guys then, and in the meantime, enjoy your Monday, and I hope you have a lovely week. I stream Monday through Wednesday, 8 to 11. I usually get on about half an hour before that. And I stream Fridays and Saturdays 8 to 11 as well. I don't stream on Thursdays and I don't stream on Sundays. Peace.